Hey you. Hey all you out there looking and listening and watching. Welcome to episode 53 or record 1 asterisk of Birdcore.
Welcome to Birdcore. Sorry, I'm so nervous. Welcome to Birdcore.
Stupid idiot! Stupid!
I mean, like, old people piss their bed all the time. I piss my bed all the time.
You're pissing right now.
My flesh prison needs more inmates.
Have you been hitting the cream?
This isn't violent.
You're being sold for $14.
Now I might be accidentally baptized next week.
I'll do the Ozempic commercial. Beep-a-dee-bop-bop, beep-boop-bee. Beep-a-dee-bop-bop, beep-bo.
Did you get the cowboy butter?
I will inflict you on the sentence. I will inflict on you.
So groovy, right? I love it. Yeah, I have friends who listen to this podcast, and sometimes I'll be with them and they'll go, stupid. And because in that video I actually hit my head. That's why I hit my head right now. I did just have like a spasm of sorts. But so that always gets me in the zone when it's time to record of the Birdcore.
And that was just actually all one conversation. Like, it's not even chops or cuts.
Not one take. Just that's exactly how it went.
Yeah. Just improving.
Yeah. World of
Throwing
improv.
each other off.
Right?
Yeah.
Bom, bom, bom.
You don't know where it's going
Next
at all.
character, next character.
Exactly. We got a guest today, my friends. Yes, we do. And I'm going to tell you who it is, because that's what I got to do. Today's guest is a creative director, artist, photographer, filmmaker, genius. Consistently has the cleanest fade you've ever seen. He literally got a haircut before he came here today. Literally got a haircut. Might be the first. What's that?
Shout out to Josh.
Shout out Josh. Might be the first guest to be too tall for this couch.
Feet are dangling.
Right? They're literally hanging off the couch. I could see it. He's worked with brands and people we all know, like Nike, Jordan, Adidas, Foot Locker, Timberland, Drake. Ever heard of him? He's heavily involved in the Brody League as their executive creative director, which we will definitely dive into. He's someone I look up to a lot and I'm consistently inspired by. And he's rooting for Scotland in the World Cup.
I am.
I didn't know that until I saw your story today.
I'm 100% Scottish.
Well, there you go. He does things his way, and you'd be silly not to follow his lead. Welcome to the show, Shane Stirling.
Applause. Full crowd. Love you all. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for being here, Shane.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. It's been a long time coming that I've wanted to have you on here.
Wow. I've just been watching the clips, enjoying it. Never thought that I'd actually be sitting here, so it's kind of surreal to see the setup and be a part of the thing that is Birdcore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Special.
Yeah.
Very special.
I'm glad you feel that way.
I do. It's great.
I feel like some other guests that we've had have been like, "Oh, we're in your living room?" Okay. Now what? But you've always been, you've told me you've always been a big fan of Sam Bird, and
yes,
I've really always
literally
appreciated that.
Reached out to you on social media before I even met you and be like, "You're really good, and I think you're going to be special." So hopefully this doesn't derail that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you hear what happened to Sam Bird after that podcast?
Jeez.
After that record?
Yeah, the record.
Yeah.
Went left.
Yeah. No. I don't think that's possible. No. Yeah.
How did you guys meet?
FYP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
E-Friends first, then.
Showed up in my feed and just kept on showing up. And I was like, this guy's really funny.
Wait, that's great.
And one of the things that I do is, like, I usually like to, not usually, I always act the way that I wish someone would send me a message and be like, "Yo, you're really talented." I'm like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. You made my day." So I'm pretty sure that I fanboyed out and kind of sent you a message. And I said, "Hey, I think you're going to be super special."
I love that.
Have a track record of kind of doing that with people where it tends to work out. Like, I kind of want to go into Claude and maybe create my averages for how many people I've selected and be like, "You're going to be somebody." Because I don't just like blanket, "Man, you're amazing. Hey, you."
No,
like, I don't do that.
It's intentional.
Like, yeah, and there's moments where I'm like, okay, I think there's something here. There's like an energy that I just kind of noticed, and it was like kind of a weird skill.
Yeah,
like it's probably because of where I operate on the spectrum and such in terms of the way my brain works. And
Yeah.
I've had a knack, like, to the point, like, when I was very little, I was listening to an album, and I took it to my parents, and I said, Mom, this guy's going to be the most famous person on planet Earth.
Who was it?
It was Will Smith. And it was when he was just, like, Fresh Prince. And she's like,
No
how is
way.
a rapper going to be the most famous person on Earth?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. But this guy has it. He's got this song called Parents Just Don't Understand. And it's insane. And I was like 7 or something, 6. I was like, this guy's it. She's like, okay. And then fast forward, like, it's been multiple times like that. But I remember watching The Wire, and I turned to my dad, and I was like, that kid's going to be famous. And he goes, who? And I'm like, the kid in the background. He's like, the kid sitting on the sofa, like, in the open yard? And I was like, yeah, like, I think he's going to be it. And it's like, but he's got a really funny name. It's Michael B. Jordan. And he's like, oh, like Michael Jordan? I was like, yeah. And he's like, you don't think that's going to hurt him? I was like, I think there's something about him. And then fast forward, I saw him on, like, Friday Night Lights, and he was in Parenthood, and I was like, okay, cool. This is, like, kind of tracking the way I think things need to go. Or, you know, like, I'd see a kid on Facebook, and he was posting artwork that looked very much like the artwork I was doing for other artists. I was like, man, this kid Jerron's going to be really big. Like, there's something about him. I like him. And then he met one of my best friends, and he's like, hey, Jerron changed his name. I was like, yeah? I was like, okay, cool. Like, I think that'll work better for him. What's the name? He's like, oh, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of silly. He's like, why? And he's like, well, he wants to get signed. He's a singer. And he feels that in order to get signed, you have to have, like, 3 letters at the front of your name, like OVO or ASAP or something like that. I was like, okay, so he added 3 letters. He's like, yeah, he changed it to OMO. I'm like, well, what does that stand for? He goes, on my own. I'm like, okay. I was like, interesting. I get it. It's kind of, you know, kind of like thumbing your nose at, like, kind of like, okay, yeah, here's my 3 letters. Does that meet the prerequisite of what you need now?
Right.
And I was like, but what's the actual name? And he goes, Party Next Door. And I was like, okay. And he's like, yeah, because he's like, you think you gotta have, like, a weird name like The Weeknd? And I was like, okay. And, like, 2 weeks later, he's like, yeah, he signed. I was like, hold on, the Twitter handle did it. He was like, that was it. And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay, dope. This is really good. So it's like I've had a knack of just kind of being around or identifying, or someone just knocking on the door in a winter storm and say, hey, work with me. It's like,
You should be a scout.
I'm just really trying to be 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon and just take over for Kevin Bacon at some point in time. Just be like 6 degrees of Shane Stirling. It's like that type of thing. It's not sure if you know that phrase, but it's like a phrase of basically you can equate Kevin Bacon is the center of the universe, and every person that is famous is 6 degrees away from him.
Right. Yeah.
I'm trying to get into that level of kind of like connection.
Yeah,
to
just
like great talent and such.
That's a great skill to have.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to turn that into, like,
Because you
money,
can.
though.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like I've never been the person to be like, yeah, cool, and sign this document.
Yeah.
It's like for forever.
Yeah.
You know, it's more like, oh, you're really cool, great, high five, and then
Good
then
luck.
It's like,
Yeah.
Sam Bird's on the Oscars. Do you guys still talk? Like, I was on the pod once. Cut back. This is going to be a great callback in 20 years.
Exactly, yeah.
Hosting the Oscars.
Yeah, it'll be like black and white. Like,
yeah, like, look at that. Called it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like there definitely is a way to, like, turn that into
100%.
some sort of career. But do you don't want to
That's
be
not
the
what I
one?
wanna do.
No,
Okay.
eh?
No. I think that's someone's business. It's just not mine. Like, I love doing art far too much. And me, it's really just been trying to amplify other people's greatness at the same time. Like, that's when I love working in collaboration with artists or with brands. It's like, really, I'm just about amplifying the truth of what they are and hiding everything else that they aren't. Because why are you going to show all the, the things that you don't necessarily want to see? But then at some point in time, like, facing that truth is also the beautiful reveal that can then follow. I think oftentimes people treat their entire career like it's a first date. But when, like me, I usually equate stuff to, like, dating or just normal human things. Is that the beauty's the journey. right? And every single date can't be the first date. And that people that love the first date usually never find anything truly profound, because life is kind of like a roller coaster. It's got peaks and valleys. So me, it's, you know, like I find the artists that are most truthful with the entire kind of spectrum of who they are usually the ones that hit home on the most deepest ways. And when I saw you, it's like just the spectrum in which you worked in, like satire and humor and drama and just like all these touch points just kind of resonated deeply with me. And I told you this then, it's like it reminded me of seeing Mike Myers first on Speaker's Corner, or like tuning in on 1 a.m. to watch SCTV and all the classics of John Candy, Eugene Levy, Martin Short, all these geniuses that kind of came around in our greater Toronto area, Halton area, where they came up during the 60s and 70s. And then for me seeing them, I was like, okay, wait a second. The greatest geniuses of culture all came from 30 minutes from my doorstep. All of them. And that's very cool for their life. But like, as I said, it's like I grew up on hip hop. So it's like, I was like, hey, how can I have an impact on my city and on my province and my culture to show the greater spectrum of kind of like all the things that kind of make us who we are. And, you know, seeing you and seeing others, like the latest vid that you did, you in the back seat, it was just like that right there is like, yeah, that's Toronto. Like that's Ontario. That's Canada, where it's showing diversity of thought. It's showing diversity of culture. But yet somehow all three of you just like perfectly mesh and connect, right? That to me is like where it's not discussed, where it's like it's not about the differences, but it's rather about the points of connection. That's kind of the impact I've always wanted to have, where it's like these things are just kind of like, yeah, it's just the way it is, man. That truth of it.
And you mentioned Toronto a little bit just a second ago in Canada. Like you've always been very Toronto first. It seems, right?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I loved the fierce passion New Yorkers have for New York.
Bro, yeah, you see it now with the Knicks.
Especially.
And I, you know, like, you know, when the person says, yo, bring that same type of energy, I'm like, all right, bet. So me, it's funny because people like are totally cool with that, but until you bring it back to them, they're like, hey, yo, that's kind of harsh, it's kind of mean. It's like when you do it, it's great.
Yeah.
So me, I was like, let me kind of bring that. And in the early parts of my career, I got a chance to work with a fellow by the name of Chris Lighty, who was behind, you know, Busta Rhymes, LL Cool J, some of the biggest icons in hip hop ever, and he ran a label called Violator. And he had hired me to work with him. And he was the first time I heard him, he was mentioned on a Tribe Called Quest album track, where it said, what would be Chris Lighty if he wasn't such a baby, because his nickname was Baby. And that always stuck with me, and I got to work with him at some point in time. And being in that city, it moves at a speed, a tempo, and an energy that, like, you have to turn your volume up. Whereas in Canada, in Ontario, in Toronto, I always felt being muted. It's like, hey, like, if you could just occupy less space. Like, if you could just be smaller.
Yeah.
If you could just, and I was like, ugh. And it was the first time that it's like my personality and my intentions were clearly understood by someone. And what made me different was embraced. And it was by one of the icons of hip hop culture and putting together these things where I was like, oh my gosh, this is the first time a square peg fit in a round hole. And I want to bring that back here. And it was always my intention of like, how can I clearly communicate Toronto and Canada to the world? And this is before I worked with him. This was like while I was in high school. I went to the Atoko School of the Arts. And I remember in 9th grade, and I said, I'm going to make Toronto the epicenter of culture. And I said, you know, right or wrong, I said, like, all of our boroughs are like the boroughs of New York. And it's like, and my teacher's like, oh no, you're going to make it like cliche Americana. And she's like, how about Group of Seven? How about this? And she starts to then go to equally cliche Canadian kind of reference points. So I was like, no, like, Mississauga has its own personality. Scarborough has its own personality. All these areas have their own tone and tenor, and I just want to amplify what that energy is. I don't want them to be Harlem, Brooklyn, Manhattan. Like, I just want it to be clearly defined what North Toronto is. We all know what it is. And if you talk about, Saga, you know what that is. And you talk about Scarborough, you know what that energy is, right? And she's like, don't do that. I was like, okay. I did. In the same way that every single week we would have to hand in our sketchbook to see the work that we worked on. And I was drawing like literally typefaces and logos. And she's like, this is not acceptable. You have to do life drawing. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just do that. But I'm still going to do this.
Right.
And she was trying to fail me for like doing the things that literally put food on the table every single day for me. Like, where it was like everything that I did back then, they were just like, yo, you need to stop doing that. And everything that I don't make any dollars off of is everything that they wanted me to do. So it was like always this constant kind of battle between the system for the way it was and the way I think it should be. It's like I went to an art school that didn't create a connection between our practice and commercialization of it. So we had some of the most talented people in the whole world in one building, and there was not a pathway to a career. It made no sense. And so I would see it time and time again, like literally the most talented people ever that would then just be future baristas.
Yeah.
And there was never a connection point. So that was always in the back of my head. It's like, how can I be a point of connection? How can I connect people? Because I don't like seeing great talent go wasted, because they need to be on those stages, right? So as an artist, for me, I would start off on like loose leaf paper. My mom would give me the backing boards of nylon stocking packages, and I would draw on them. And anything that I could, it was like, it wasn't garbage. It was like an opportunity to turn it into art. So it would go from that to then a sketchbook to a larger sketchbook, from a sketchbook to a canvas, from a canvas to a large stretched canvas, to a television screen, to, continuing to grow and grow and grow. And for everyone, it would start off from like a one-act play, if it was in theater, to then doing a larger scale production and so on and so forth. It's like you're just looking for a bigger canvas. And hopefully with that comes a bigger audience. And hopefully with that comes someone to say, you should keep doing this. And I'm willing to pay for it because it's great. Yeah. It inspires me. It fulfills me. It fills all the holes that I don't fill. And that's always what I've been trying to do, is just kind of put people in those type of places. So when I was on the U.S. side of things, they seem to understand how to create the ecosystem, that you have to be a patron of the arts, not just a creator. And there was people there that were totally cool being like, I'm just a fan. Whereas here, we're disproportionately talented, so it seems like there is no audience and there's only creators. But the way for it to flip is just to have more people become even extremely successful, so that we can just drive more and more economics into the place. So, the first person that I had really the chance to do that with really kind of knocked out the park. And it's kind of changed the whole country and province and city for forever, because of my, I wouldn't say it's because, but like the part that I played was my maniacal kind of passion to drive home, like, you have to tell our story. You have to. Because if you don't, no one will. And that's the part that, like, I love to see every time I saw Martin Short, Eugene Levy, John Candy, that they would always say, I'm Canadian. And they would always tell their story. And I know where they're from, not because I read up on it, because they told us. And they would force it into, like, press junkets. Like, just name dropping, like, yeah. Like, how do I know where Martin Short's cottage is? Why would I know? Like, because he told us. You know what I mean? And that's what I was kind of put out there. So it's like, back in the day, there was a message board that I was always a part of called Hip Hop Canada. And I would kind of do a lot of posts about, like, very, very specific Toronto sentiments, right? Like, during that period of time, like, every street sign in Toronto was white with a black outline. And if you were from the suburbs, it was blue with a white outline. So it was the difference between people that are from Toronto and people that are from the outside of Toronto. It wasn't to exclude them. It's that their story is distinctly different than ours from being downtown, and that it's a story worth telling. And that divide is not really divisional. Like, it doesn't divide it, but it more so defines it, right? Of like the challenges of things not being 15 minutes from your doorstep where you could walk to it, that you have to get on the Nugget bus in Scarborough and wait for it in a snowstorm to go do. Like, there's like a certain journey that is different, right? And there's less proximity, but then the connections mean so much more because of the travel, of like, it's actually showing a deeper dedication to whatever you're doing, because it took you 45 minutes to do the most basic thing. Whereas in Toronto, the journey is, I'm paying more, I have less, but I do have some convenience.
Yeah.
Right? And each of these stories is like something that should be explored. And the thing that I butt up against is just when it's like Toronto, and it's just like generalized. It's like, no, there's like a level of like detail and specificity that like, that's where me is as an artist. Like, I think that's where the stories kind of need to come through. And with my work back then, I was like, let me define the Toronto aesthetic, and let me start giving voice to all of my peers and friends, and like placing their perspectives into my work as a vessel, so that when someone hears them, that I already kind of know that vibe. Oh, I see what you're doing, right? It's like, that's my responsibility, so that their voices are heard through whatever I'm doing. And I've done that throughout my career on multiple levels, whether it be integrating 5 incredible artists into a project from with Nike that then became the basis for a project that then went on to feature Nas and Kanye and all these things, where it's like a lot of the work that we did became the DNA for what some of the biggest brands on the planet do.
Do you think that some people make the mistake of, like, they're here, they build something of themselves here, and then they say, okay, well, time to go to the States, because if I'm something here, I'll be something there. And then sometimes they go there and it's like, well, actually we don't, like, who are you? You got to start like down at the bottom. Yeah. Do you think that some people would be better off building something here, clearly, okay, they're established here, and then sticking with that and letting that expand even more here? Or do you think it might be beneficial sometimes to try to go somewhere new now and continue to build that they're building?
Yeah, this is the chicken or the egg question for me always. Is like, at some point in time, people have to stay here so that we can create a better ecosystem. And I hear a lot of artists, being frustrated, saying like, oh, there's not enough support, there's not enough this, and putting it back on our systems of government.
Yeah.
When it comes down to us as people, is that we have to support people, and that we have to purchase, and that there's power in our dollars. And too often we don't use the power which we have, which is the power of purchase, to actually change the world. If you just look at the sheer geography of Canada versus, say, the UK, they have BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Three. How many CBCs do we have? One of them. And every time I talk to someone that's from the CBC, sorry if is that when I mention them as a reference point, they get literally visibly uncomfortable.
In what context?
I don't know, because I'm just like, how is there 3 channels there and we can barely sustain one? Where like we literally have laws that protect Canadian content. And like, well, Canada is very, very large. I'm saying, you found the right one. Yes, it is. Right? I dealt with this where it's like, I was like, okay, cool, but we are diverse perspectives, right? And I've had the fortunate luck to travel the vast majority of this country. Everyone knows Drake. Yeah. Everyone loves it. The discussion that I'm having right now with someone at CBC backstage, I was having this talk with him, and this is a producer, and I could see him getting visibly uncomfortable with this question, probably because he's asked these type of questions many, many times, and there's only so much power that you can have on changing and all that type of stuff about. But it was like, yeah, but hip hop culture is so small, and you really think a kid from Toronto is going to be the epicenter of hip hop culture? I was like, oh yeah, no, that's legit going to happen. He's the next Jay-Z, but it's if Jay-Z could sing like D'Angelo. and also act like Will Smith, because that's how I used to describe him. It's like, yeah, it's like if Jay-Z, D'Angelo, and Will Smith had a baby, and they're like, right. But if you think about him, it's like Jay-Z, D'Angelo, and Will Smith had a baby. I would also would always throw in, but it's also like a bit of LL, and like how someone like just ladies love this guy. He's like that guy. And they're like, okay, I'm like, he's going to be the man men want to be and the man women want to be with. He's going to be an emblem of aspirational living. And that's how I'd package it up every single time I would talk to someone. It's like, there's this guy, Drake, this is that. And to his credit, my belief is exactly, like he just proved I was like, you're just proving my point. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, I see something in you. Same way that I see something in you. The same way I see something in a lot of people. Like, I know there's going to be a dozen or so folks at home that was like, Shane had this talk with me as well.
Yeah.
And he proved it. So it's like, we're 20 years in and I still hearing the same questions of like, right, but like, sure, the most successful artist of all time. Like, yes. Like, why can't we, like, my thing is the most successful director of all time is from here. James Cameron.
Is he from here? I didn't know that.
Niagara, Ontario.
Really?
Yep. The most successful pop artist, the most successful R&B artist, the most successful rapper of all time. From here. I think number one and number two comedy films of all time are two guys from Scarborough. Mike Myers, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I can keep going.
Yeah.
It's like, however you want to describe the most successful variety television show of all time, SNL, which defines American culture.
Yeah.
For the past 50 years. Literally GTA kids.
Yeah. Lorne Michaels is from here too, isn't he?
Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the list goes on and on. Like, this isn't a blip. Like, we consistently, disproportionately over-index in every vertical. And every single vertical, we are the number one in. And if we're not the one, we're number 2, 3, 4, and 5. The most successful composer of all time is David Foster. From here. And it's not even like, the numbers are like astonishingly, like, the next closest is like nowhere close. Like, we are the only city to have back-to-back number one draft picks in the NBA ever. Andrew Wiggins and my guy Anthony Bennett. And we did back-to-back years.
Yeah.
Right? MVP is from down the street.
Yeah.
It's like, we do it in spite of ourselves. In spite of ourselves. And in every single thing, whether it be arts, whether it be athletics, and which are two currents on the political side that are always defunded consistently, right? We always win. And they're always the touch points, like, what makes us Canadians, like, and then it cut to highlight reel of all these stars. Yeah, we don't support them. They have to leave. Like, what? Like, why? Like, picture every one of the, like, and Toronto for the last 5 years has been the number one or number two city for most amount of NBA players in the NBA league, period. Yet no one knows this fact.
Yeah.
Like, and then when they do the math of who they consider are athletes from New York or Los Angeles or Chicago, it's like a very loose net that they're casting. To the point that I've seen where they're like, oh yeah, well, Chicago, and they'll count it, and then they'll mention Fred VanVleet. And then I remember when Fred was playing here in Toronto, he's like, I'm not from Chicago, I'm from Rockford, Illinois. So then the people that I would work with, it's like, and Fred VanVleet, you know him. It's like, oh, funny enough, I got a clip of him literally saying he's not from there. They're like, yeah, right. And I'm like, no, it's on TSN. They're like, what's TSN? I'm like, all right, cool. Send them the link. They're like, oh. I was like, that changes up the math there, right? So it's like, literally, like, people try to change facts to suit a narrative of their own. And I just want to, like, go, hey, man, like, we can work the numbers whichever way you want to, but I'm going to work it in our favor, because I think people from here are just the most beautiful, the most talented, and the most brilliant.
It sounds like you might also have a future in, like, palm reading. The way you can go, like, this person's going to be successful, this person's going to be successful, and then, like, trust me on this, trust me on this.
Yeah, it's, you know, like, when I was younger, it would be that. It'd be like, oh, it's a magical source. But then, like, thanks to TikTok, I'm just understanding that I live on a spectrum, and that I'm probably divergent of some sort, and that it's like just identifying patterns. It's that there's a DNA to success, no matter what it is, whether it be athletics, whether it be arts, which typically before I kind of started doing what I was doing, those were two different things. And for me, I was always trying to kind of reconcile. It's like, no, they're like very much similar, at least to me. And that's what I've always kind of put into my art. It's that I would be very competitive with my art, and then I would be very artistic with my athletics.
What do you think is the most important part that makes up the DNA of success? What do you think is like the most important, I guess, ingredients? If success were a cake, what is the most important ingredient you have to put into that cake?
Polarization. Like, you have to have a distinct point of view. If your goal is agreement, where it's like, I want everyone to like me. No. Like, has to be distinct. And it has to be as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3. Don't give people homework, right? I'm the man men want to be, the man women want to be with, and I'm an emblem of aspirational living. Right?
Yeah.
Like, the clearer you can define what it is that you are doing, so it's easier for someone to understand, right? The better. We all have met someone, right? And you're talking to them and they're telling you a bunch of stuff. And you're like, wow, this is like almost overwhelming because it's so cool. You're learning. And they're like, wait a second. Do you know James? Oh my God, James is my best friend. Instantaneously, that point of connection makes everything that you said resonate deeper and be way more clear. So the more simple the breadcrumbs can be on that storytelling, the better. And people that have a knack of laying down those pieces are the ones that kind of translate through. And it's a honesty and a truth, right? Of like, hey, this is what I'm going to like go all in on. And sometimes it could just be the thing that you're most comfortable talking about, right? It's not your deepest truths, because that takes a lot, and that's a lot of courage and a lot of, repetitions to kind of get to that point of just being more and more yourself. But the more that you can just be like, I'm all in on this, I'm not going to talk about anything else. Like me, I talk about art, I talk about ball, I talk about culture. Do not talk to me about grade 9 science. Took it twice.
My next question was about protons and electrons.
Yeah, not going to go well.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a 49, went to summer school, got a 51.
And is
Hey.
a 50 a pass?
Yeah.
Then you're good.
I'm
50's
good.
a pass.
Well, if the 50's a pass and the teacher gives you a 49,
No,
come
she
on.
was-
Evil.
She
Come
did that on
on.
purpose. Yeah.
Evil.
I was like, seriously? So I was like, all right, cool. Yeah.
Watch this.
Watch this.
51.
I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
Watch this. I just need one more than 50. I knew I wasn't going to be a scientist. So why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Like, what are we doing?
And
Big waste of time.
And even now you wear so many hats too. Like, I mean, not actually, I don't think I've ever seen you with the physical hat on. You always have your hair very perfectly lined up.
I do
But-
enjoy a nice fitted hat.
Yeah. But you, like, I was going through your website when I was doing research for this. You know, I mean, I knew this already just knowing you, you know, on the knowing you basis.
Yeah.
But you've done so much photography, so much graphic design. You've done directing. You've done, like, I mean, I'm sure you played ball at one point,
I
the
did.
way that you're just so
Totally.
heavily involved in basketball. Is there a certain hat that you prefer to wear over another? Or are you just happy being multifaceted and expressing your creativity in different avenues?
Yeah, working on the U.S. side of things, it was always like my strengths were weirdly a weakness, where it's like, right, we just need you to be this.
Yeah.
Because on their side of things, if you're great at one thing, that's remarkable. Being Canadian, you have to be great at 5 things to get out of being the lead barista at Starbucks.
Yeah.
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 Like, just to be like, oh my gosh, I can actually make a living doing this. So I feel it's distinctly Canadian. Like, it's just distinctly Canadian. Like, if you look at John Candy and JFK, which I recommend everyone go and watch his performance in that, it's unbelievable. if you look at Mike Myers, literally, like, you can't even see him on screen in some of his roles because he's just so incredible as a dramatic actor. And then you see him being a comedic actor, but then you can see him, like, he can just do anything. And it's just because, like, you know, he was a child television, you know, host, essentially. Like, just however you can get in and be close to the energy that you're trying to get to, we're just going to do it, right? So I became a lot of the things that I'm great at out of necessity, not because of, like, oh, I want to be great at these things. Like, I became a great copywriter because I was asked to do an ad, and I was like, well, I guess I just have to do it all. Like, I didn't know that there was supposed to be, you know, 11 different roles hired for these things. I was just 19 being tasked with doing a massive campaign for a massive brand. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, I'm an artist, so last year in high school, I just did it all, and I presented it forward, and you just have to do it. So it was more so just out of, like, well, hey, like, I guess I just need to get really good at it, because if I'm a copywriter, I need to be as good as Scoop Jackson. And if I'm a director, I need to be as good as Lil X. And if I'm a photographer, I need to be good as Steve Cardi. And in each of these would be my touchstones of, like, I need to be as good as them in order for me just to get in. So, I mean, like, and then on the, you know, on the sports side of things, I would just look at, like, a guy like Kobe. And he's just like, I need to be as good as Mike. And that was his, like, point of entry. Like, that wasn't like a goal. It was just like, I need to be that, period. That is the baseline. And so me, it was like there's not one thing that I want to be more than the other, because I'm innately just going to do it. Like, I got into film through being a wardrobe stylist.
Really? I didn't realize you were a wardrobe stylist.
For Keisha Shante. Shout out to Keisha Shante. And I was literally on set for a video that was being directed by someone that I looked up to. And I was learning a lot because he was explaining to me the kind of challenges of dealing with the label and all the rewrites. Like, I think he was on version 36. And, like, the label's like, we have a better idea. And I was like, ugh. And this is a guy that's, like, an award-winning director, and he's just like, this job is not it. And I was like, oh. And in my brain, I was like, I want to do your job. But I was like, how would I ever go from being, like, a stylist? And I only became it because people were like, you dress good. I have a video. Could you, like, dress me? Mm-hmm. Or it's like, hey, I have a performance. You're a great designer. Could you do my flyer? Okay. It was just out of that type of stuff. It wasn't like, I'm going to do this. So I was on set, and Keisha was doing this scene, and I was just being creative. And I was like, hey, like, when you rise up, like, make sure your eyes connecting with the lens. I was just doing my thing. And then the producer came over, and he's like, hey, why don't you direct? I was like, oh, no. And then she, like, jumps in front of the bullet. Like, no, he's my friend. Like, she was being very kind because, unbeknownst to me, wardrobe stylist should not be giving direction to the talent in front of the director and the producer. And I was like, I was like, oh, no, I'm sorry. It's like, I just know her. Like, I'm just trying to help out. He's like, no, you should direct. You're really good at this. I've been watching you the whole, like, morning. Let's talk at lunch. So then I, like, creep over to him during meal, and I was like it was like a high school cafeteria scene with your tray, and I thought he was going to, like, biff me and just, like, knock the tray out of my hands.
Then go give you
if I was just with you, you suck. I'm like, all right. And I walked over, and I was like, hey, so and he's like, yeah, just start, like, get my contact and then just start writing treatments. I was like, yeah, for sure, I'll just start writing treatments. Go back, what's a treatment? So I just, like, he's like, you know, it's like a da-da-da-da-da. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, for sure. Walk back, and I was like, how many pages should that be? Like, I was like, walk away, come back, walk away, come back. And then I was like, oh, so it's basically like artist reason and rationale. Like, so if I'm doing a painting and I'm, like, trying to put in the construct of what I know from being in art school. He's like, yeah, it's basically it. And I was like, cool. So I started writing them and give them to him. He's like, these are solid. This is really, really good. And fast forward, it's like I submitted one to Def Jam in the UK. And the video commissioner wrote me back and said, this is the best treatment I've read in 20 years. And it was the third one I'd written. I was like, oh, okay. Now, conversely, the week prior, I wrote one for a Canadian artist I worked with, and the video commissioner for this wrote back, and I quote, I don't see how this will ever land on Much Music. I'm completely confused by its intention and feels more like an Apple ad than a music video. We then shot it. It was nominated for Hip Hop Music Video of the Year. It did well.
Yeah.
Then the one that followed also did well, and the one that followed also did well, and those three then led to a young kid knocking on the film production company that I was working with. Knocked on the door during a snowstorm while I was in pre-pro for the fourth video that also went out to high rotation on Much Music as well as an independent artist, so 4 in a row, all heavy rotation. This guy knocks on the door, open it up. I don't open it. There's a PA goes, "Hey Shane, there's a guy here at the front door." I was like, "What?" Like, snowstorm, it's a casting for a music video, and I'm like, "Guys," and it was like we were literally only casting female leads. I was like, "Okay, this is weird." So I go down, open the door, literally snow. Like, looks like a film because it's like warm, sunny, bright on the inside, outside dark, white snowflakes. Guy in toque, buffled up. He goes, "Hey," and just starts talking fast. He's like, "Yeah, my guy." I was like, "What?" I'm looking at this guy. He's talking a lot. This guy's like looking at him, looking at me. It's kind of like a nervous energy. And I was like, "What's going on here?" He's like, "This guy's going to be the greatest." And I was like, "Okay, well, who are you?" And I think he said, "I'm Jason." I was like, "Hey, Jason, nice to meet you. I'm Shane." He's like, "No, I know." And it's like, "We're here for you." I was like, "Okay, cool." And it's like, "Yeah, this is my buddy. He's amazing." I was like, "Sick, cool." "Aren't you the guy from Degrassi?"
Oh.
Sheepishly, like, puts his hand, he's like, "Yeah." I go, "Whoa." Like, right then and there, like, when his posture changed, I was like, "Whoa, why'd you do that?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I was like, "You're a working actor as a teenager. Across North America, your face is beamed out there." I was like, "My cousin, he's 25 years older than me. He was in Grease, Halloween. Like I'm fans of working actors. This is like, you're doing something exceptional. If someone's making you feel that's weird, like, they're weird. Like you make more than them, guaranteed. Even if you're on the lowest rung of things, like, you make more than everyone else working a part-time job at Foot Locker right now. And you're how old?" He's like, "I'm 18. I was like, "Yeah, bro. Like, come on." So I start to talk to him. And he's like, "Yeah, I got this is my demo." Gives me his demo. I was like, "Oh, cool." I was like, and he's like, "Yeah, like, I really want to sign to you." I was like, "What?" I was like, no. Like, I have a MacBook Pro, man. Like, I live at home with my parents. Like, I can't in good conscience put you in a contract. It's like, first, and don't ever sign a contract. Like, just don't do that. Like, until you are like ready, like, don't sign to anyone. It's like, it's just not worth it. It's like, but I'll collaborate with you for sure. So went on to work with him on his first video, and like I said, the first time I talked to him, I told him kind of what I thought he could be, and the producer of that video, shout out to John Nadalin, said, "Hey man, like, you can't do wardrobe and direct this one," because I think my mic cut out.
Really? Oh, it might just be your headphones.
Headphones cut out. No, I'm back. All right. Thanks, man.
Okay.
John had said, like, "Hey, like, you can't do wardrobe and direct." I was like, "Well, I kind of want to." He's like, "No, you can't." He's like, "So you're gonna," and he's funny, so you're gonna have to find another cool white guy. I was like, and I knew one. So I used to work at a store called Lounge. Shout out to Damon and Desmond, Damon Green and Desmond. They were incredible guys. They had literally the best clothing store in the entire city, the entire country. They styled all the biggest artists for all the music videos. They styled Master T on Much Music. They were just like the coolest guys, still are to this day. And I worked there, and after I left there, they hired a guy named Oliver, who's a pretty cool white guy. And I like go to the store, and I'm like, "Hey man, I really want you to style this video, doing this video. Like, I think this guy's going to be huge. Like, I really believe in him. His name's Drake." He's like, "Oh man, like, yeah, like, he just hit me up." I was like, "Oh cool, I just told him about you." It's like, yeah. It's like, "Yeah, we're going to do a shoot with Matt Barnes." Like, "Perfect. This would be great. You can kind of like get used to working with him, like kind of get some reps up. This, oh my god, it's going to be amazing. Like, you're perfect." He's like, "Well, I've never done it." It's like, no, like, you have great personal style. I like your perspective. Like, don't worry about like whatever the technical stuff is. Like, I'll just work with you. Like, it's going to be amazing. Don't worry about it." And they fostered a really great relationship from that, where he went on to found October's Very Own, which is like changed the entire world for this country and beyond. So it's like a beautiful thing. And Oliver went to the same grade school as me. We had the same 8th grade teacher and all these type of things. And side note, it's like I went back to my grade school and shot an ad there for Nike. And I walked into my 8th grade class. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm in Miss Tennant's class, flashing back, thinking about this. And it was still during COVID, so we all had masks on. There was a teacher there. It was during the summer, and she was prepping. She looks up, she goes, you went here? I was like, yeah. Your sister went here too? I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah. Do you know Oliver? I was like, yeah. She goes, come here. She pulls out a yearbook of like a performance in like his 8th grade. She goes, look at this. I was like, oh my God. I was like, how the hell? Like, I didn't even recognize her. And she's like, yeah, no, I was a young teacher then. I've been here for like all this time. I was like, oh, really cool. And then I shot the ad there, and it was like the best moment ever. Like, because it was like, that's where all my thoughts of like, oh, one day. And I looked back at my 8th grade yearbook, and it said Shane Stirling, future job, direct Nike ads.
No way.
Wow.
Full circle.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like all these things. It's just like, there's no straight line. It's just following what you feel that you're supposed to be doing, and reading and reacting to whatever's coming at you, right? Because I was fortunate enough to put enough good stuff out there that someone's like, I think you're good, and I'd like to work with you. And my only drive is just like continue to do great stuff, and hopefully more people kind of connect in with me and can be part of their journey as well.
Yeah. And I know that you have a lot of experience like speaking on panels, and you've done some just different like lectures and whatnot. And is that the kind of same message that you try to, share to the younger generation of creatives, of kind of like, do what you feel you're supposed to be doing, trust your gut kind of thing? And, it's, to quote what you just said, it's not a straight line.
Yeah. It's because I would be invited to a lot of panels to watch.
Yeah.
And they would usually leave with like, hey man, just like follow your heart. And I was like, no, that like cool, but like, then what?
That's true.
What's the next step? And they would never give me anything tangible to walk away with. It was just like a lot of like pep rally type stuff of like catchphrases, like live, laugh, love. Like, I'm at Marshall's right now in the back corner looking at those paintings. Like that's in the ensuite washroom off the front hall in your parents' house. Like, just not leaving you with anything really substantial. So like me, I was just like, I like to solve problems. You know what I mean? Like I see a problem, it's like I can solve that, and I'm completely comfortable being an irritant and doing something that's going to do a greater good. Like I believe in good trouble, right? So it's like, I know I'm not for everyone. As I told you off the top, like you're not supposed to be for everyone. Mm-hmm. Like I would rather a person have a distinct feeling than like, I mean, like picture you and you like worked on something your whole life, and someone, like, no, it's fine. Fine. To me, fine's an F word. It should be fucking amazing. Or that's it. Like, because then it's going to give you an actual feeling. Yeah. Like, I think you probably know from all your friends in comedy, like, you want to knock it out the park, or you want to crash and burn.
Yeah.
Because you want them to be like, you're going to remember me. Now, like, yeah, you saw me perform once. Don't remember. What? Like, can you imagine you perform and no one remembers? Like, I'm not saying you have to be an irritant to like make people mad. Like, that's not my intention ever. But my intention is to impact culture and change it for the better in everything which I do. And to always put the right people in the right places, whether that's in service of me or not. Like, I want all the right people involved every single time. And I'm always going to make space for those things, because our city, our province, our country is so beautiful that if I'm not using the full palette, it just doesn't make sense.
How do you kind of bring that approach now to, I know for the last year you've been the executive creative director at Brody League.
Yeah.
How do you bring that sort of approach to, like, personally, like I follow Brody League, I see what's going on, and like, since you have kind of taken over, it's been such a cool, refreshing, like, rebrand almost, you know what I mean? Like, all the jerseys, all the designing, even like just the ads, like the spots you guys are doing, the collaborations. Like, I would love to know, like, how that kind of came about and how you bring that mentality into that work as well.
For sure. So the way I approach that is the way I approach everything, like whether it be arts or athletics. So like me, I move to the empty space on the court.
What does that mean?
Meaning, like, if you're playing hockey, you're playing basketball, you're playing any sport, you don't bring the ball, or like you don't bring yourself over to where the ball is, because you're just bringing your defender with you. You move to open space, right? It creates space, it creates balance, it creates harmony, it creates movement. But if we all clump up in the same area, right, no one gets to move because it just creates a logjam. So me, I look at people, I look at brands, I look at anything, and I go, how can we move to the empty space? How can we occupy space that's like wholly just our space? And the things that make, say, an artist like, oh, but you're this, and you can chart those all as like weaknesses, or you could just go, yeah, no, those are actually all my strengths. Yeah, you're just too skilled. What? I do too many things good. Or like you're just great at one thing. Like you are super hyper. Like you just got to amplify whatever that truth is. And me, with looking at Brody, I was like, this is coming out of COVID. I was like, mental health for men is a serious issue. I have a son, elite athlete, was in school, and I was looking at him and all of his players that are elite, all Canadian academics, athletics, like super talented, but all facing this moment of like, we've been disconnected from our passion from people, and then social media at the same time, running sidecar to those things, so you're not meeting people in real life, but life happens in real life, and just all these challenges of like, hey, and like, where's there a place for like men who are looking to compete, have a safe space that's not toxic, that's not like hyper aggressive for no good reason. And kudos to Connor, our founder, is like, he found the way to add stakes, right? Where it's gamifying the game through the app, through the whole product of it all, of just there being a procession of key moments throughout the course of this 8 to 12 week journey every single season. And I saw things that like most people don't have an opportunity in their life to play for stakes, that the backyard, the school ground is as high as they're ever going to play. And coming from an elite athletics background through my son and the little bit in which I played, it's like the thing that I loved the most about my time playing was like the tournament tee, the lanyard, the credential, the backpack, the hat, all these type of things. And that's what we give all of our players. And for some players that have played an elite level, well, they typically never even had to pay to play, or they've had those things. So it's kind of old hat, or it's kind of like, oh, this is just the continuation. I'm just going to have this as a baseline for the rest of my life until I choose to stop hooping. Whereas typically at 18, there was like a point of exit.
Yeah.
School's done, competition, donezo. So then you're left to just basically say like, hey man, you're just going to be a sports gambler for the rest of your life. And that's the only way you're going to feel stakes, is by being addicted to this app. And we as a brand just said, I think there's a different way to do it. And coming from my experience at Nike, where joggers and runners were viewed as like rebels and bandits and just kind of wacky people back in the 70s and 80s, and now it's just commonplace. Recreational basketball players are viewed as kind of the same thing. It's like people are like, what are you playing for? Like a 10-day contract? And just kind of like dismiss you. It's like, I'm sorry, you're dismissing me for still being passionate about athletics and achievement and effort. And I said, when Connor first talked to me about this, I gave the typical reaction that most people did probably to me when I would say, hey, I found this guy is going to be the greatest artist of all time. They're like, sure, buddy. Right? So I didn't buy it. And then I went home and I was like, oh no, like I did what I would not want someone to do. I was like, this is speaking to 99.9% of the culture. NBA only speaks to less than 1%. There's 450 players. We're speaking to the other 4 billion.
Yeah.
Right? That's a massive opportunity to just head to white space that no one is addressing and no one's doing it. And I just said like, hey, I think there's an opportunity to get so far ahead of everyone else that we can become ubiquitous, that when someone talks about rec league, they go, oh, you mean Brody?
Yeah.
And that's already what's happening. And it's wild because my goal was like, I want to be Kleenex. Like, it's facial tissue. No one calls it facial tissue.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what
A
you mean.
household
Yeah.
name.
Literally, right?
Right?
There's
Yeah.
a box right there.
Right.
That's Scotty's, actually.
Exactly.
That's Scotty's
Shout
facial
out to
tissue.
Scotty for their version of Kleenex.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like, and no one goes, oh, hey, pass me the Scotties.
Yeah. Never heard that.
And I'm a Scotsman. I've never said it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like doing that is like really where I think it's going to have an impact, is that it allows people that have never played to play at stakes, to have an incredible pro level experience from the point of entry of signing up to your first game to when you're gifted your welcome pack, which is your jersey and shorts. Mm-hmm. It's called the Wingman. Nike has the Swingman, and every Brody needs a wingman. So it's a wingman because it's for players that play on the wing, right? And also for people that are looking for points of connection. This is your first point of connection. This is how you become part of the Brotherhood of Brody. And with that being said, like, it's called Brody, but everyone can play in Brody. There's never a person that's turned away. We have 5 divisions of skill, every orientation, background, gender, non-gender, non-binary, whatever, does not matter. If you want to hoop, this is your home. And all flags fly here.
That's
Does
awesome.
not matter. Yeah, and it's this place where people come for the activity and stay for the connection, and stay for the community. And it transcends from court to culture through our app, which is beautiful, and it's just getting better every single day. We actually managed to lure over one of the top product designers from Canada's largest loyalty program. Shout out to Galen Weston. We brought him on board as well, so he's building out our app. His name is Adam Brace, incredible designer, so he's leading that. So we have an incredible app, incredible website, but we have the best in-venue experience as well. We have some of the best league managers and just cultural conduits, I like to call them more so, and vibe curators of just like people that just make your experience there truly, truly special. I get to play a part with like leading the design of the uniforms from the way they fit, so that they fit like the way a pro kit should fit. It's not fitting like that beer league type vibe. It's like super wide in the body, and it's like, no, like if you need a bigger size, guess what? We have size small to 5XL.
Yeah.
If you need a 6XL, I'll custom make you a 6XL. Like if there's a guy out there that wants to hoop, if he's a 6XL, 7XL, like send me a message. I'll make it happen. It's not a problem. Like I want every one of our athletes to feel completely seen and spoken to, but make them feel like the way a pro feels when they put theirs on. Like, oh my gosh, this feels like the way like an NBA player should feel. And it's just adding stakes to it and just like making them be seen and heard. And that's what we're trying to do every single day through our photos, through our video, through our social content, through the spots in which we're doing and everything. It's just like adding that level of polish. You know what I mean, the way that some of the best brands that I've worked with have done. And it's like taking like this product, like feels a lot like when I met a very raw talent in an artist. I was like, hey, like I think this is going to change the world in a really, really good way. And athletics and arts really have an opportunity to just kind of build those type of bridges and create pathways in. And I'm very fortunate to be at the center of something like that.
Yeah, it's also awesome because that's such a, like you're doing something that's such a combination of one of the two of the 3 things that you said to only talk to you about.
Yeah.
Not grade 9 science. But
No.
Yeah.
No.
And that makes it, I feel like that also makes it so much more special too. Is like you're showing up to do something and you're creating an environment and you're inviting people where you genuinely want them to enjoy themselves and you enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
That makes all the difference when you're making stuff and when you're actually, doing something you're passionate about too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. It's like art, ball, and culture really are my ABCs. So that's how like
Literally. Art, ball, and culture.
ABC.
Oh my God.
1, 2, 3.
You're a poet.
Copywriter.
Right?
Shout out to Scoop Jackson. Literally, I owe him my career as a copywriter. He's literally one of the best writers ever. Wrote for XXL Slam. Like basically my whole life off of his writings, his voice, and his point of view. It's just unbelievable. So if you don't know Scoop, look him up. He's a poet.
All right.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah.
You're also heavily involved in the All-Canadian games when they happen.
Yes.
And that, as I understand it, is like to differentiate Brody League and the All-Canadian games. Brody League is a recreational basketball league.
Correct.
And it's not like just like it's I feel like some people might some listeners who aren't familiar with it, which are probably like my Montreal listeners who I don't think they have Brody in Montreal.
We are
do they?
currently working with the government of Quebec to make
Okay.
that happen.
Great.
We were planning on opening this summer, and we're working with the government of Quebec to make that happen. So,
C'est bon.
c'est bon. Yeah.
C'est bon. But it's like it is like a. I mean, like you mentioned, when you're 18, school's done, athletics are done. That's what happened for me. I was done playing football when I graduated. I was done playing hockey.
Yeah.
There's always that like, oh man, I miss that like team environment, that competitive environment, and that's exactly what the Brody League offers.
Yeah, it's a point to either rev up or like rev down. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, where it's like, hey man, like, there's some guys that are just like, I just like being in the gym. Like,
Yeah.
Like me, part of what I'm building out as well is like points, rebounds, assists. Of course, those are incredible things to like track, and we have some of incredible performers that range from Division 1 to Division 5, and Division 5 is 5 and 4, like literally our best divisions because they're the people that are just there just to get out and have passion, and it's a way though to just kind of get out the anxiety that might build up throughout the week. So our goal every single week is to make sure that that night is the best night of your week.
That's awesome.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then on the all Canadian side of things, it really hits home on me, and I'm very thankful that Brody, as a brand, has stepped up as one of the sponsors for this game as well, to work with the good people over at All Canadian. Is that it's the top 24 girls and top 24 boys from across Canada coming together for the best expression of basketball for them. So if I was to equate it to something on the U.S. side of things to kind of give it context, is like this is the All-American game, McDonald's All-American Games, and it had a corporate sponsor previously. And one of the things that I noticed through being in the culture is like people were calling the game just the name of the product. Whereas when I would talk to people in the States, they'd say, I'm a All-American. I was like, that's what I need to see.
Yeah.
I need kids saying I'm an All-Canadian, and for it to mean something. So that's something that I've been able to build there, where we're building a brand that what it means is to be an All-Canadian, sponsor agnostic. Like, it doesn't matter if there's a brand at the front of it, if it's sport drink, a burger or whatever. That product does not make you great. You being an All-Canadian is what makes you great. So I've been able to kind of add a very refined aesthetic to it as well, that has struck a chord in something that is deeply Canadian. So inspired by the design ethos of Expo 67 and other great, Bird, Kramer, and like other great Canadian moments that are distinctly Canadian, but also kind of step into our history and our lineage of coming over from the Commonwealth and things like that, to give notes of like aspiration and dignity and kind of, like kings and queens and knights and all those great things, and kind of give that kind of feel to it. And the uniforms look amazing. The players always love them. They always like want to talk to me about it, which is super dope. And we've had an incredible long-standing partnership with Nike there, where each year there's a person that works there, and he's been there for like 20 plus years. And when I was 18 years old, I became a visual merchandiser for Nike at the Nike Toronto store. And I met him when I was a kid, and now I get to work with him now. And he helps build some of the most amazing custom shoes for these kids, where they just get this very, very special experience. And what I've seen happen is that those shoes go for that game, and then 2 years later, they end up on NBA courts, because that kid is now playing for the Washington Wizards in his all-Canadian sneakers.
That's so cool.
It's so cool. Or it's like, I met a kid, and he was 16, and he was tying up his shoes, and I mentioned to the coach of the team at that time, I was like, this guy's going pro. And he's like, why? Because he's got a good fade. Once again, the fade seems to be a topic of conversation with people, because I have a good fade that I must only like a player because of his equally good fade.
Right.
And I was like, what? I was like, no. And it's like, oh, it's because he's light-skinned. And I was like, what? Because my son, of course, he'll attest, is Jamaican, and his father's Scottish, which is the most Jamaican thing ever. I was like, no, not also because of that, but I get your order of operations, fade, proclivity to have a light skin. Okay, got it. Yeah. No, I was like, look at the way he's doing up his laces. Like, it's like meticulous. Like, he's laced those shoes up 3 times. If he's taking that much time to lace them up, imagine what he did to prepare for this moment.
Oh.
So when you talk about DNA and like how can you tell like what greatness is, it presents itself in manners like that. So when I started something, because we haven't talked about it, I started something with Nike called Vanguard. And it was 16 kids from the 6 on a 16-week journey leading up to NBA All-Star Weekend. And then that luckily and fortunately continued on for years beyond that, where I got kids from the East End, the West End, Jane Strip, Rexdale, all these places, and gave them a influencers experience. But they weren't influencers at scale. They were like micro influencers, a term that now is used, but back then no one used it. And I was like, no, these guys are hyper local, boom, boom, boom. And I took them on these journeys that would intersect with massive Nike moments, and it was game changing for these kids. And they've gone on to be national team players, hosts of radio shows, and voices of major sports brands, and just unbelievable to see the kids that started there. There's like, who are these kids? To go on and be like, oh, those are those kids. And in one of those journeys, I met one of those kids, and he was tying up his shoes, and I said, this guy's it. He's going to be great. And he didn't even start in that game. But in the first game that he started in the NBA, I think he scored 35 points.
No way.
That kid was Nikhil Alexander-Walker. And he was one of the kids that I was like, I think this guy's got it. It's just one of those things. They're like, no, it's this guy, this guy, this guy. And I was like, no knock. But I'm like, I also like this other kid. Yeah, he just got added on late. He also went out to be an NBA player, played for the Raptors. His name is Delano Banton. And there's just something about, there's like an energy, a focus, a hyper focus, that's what separates. And those are the type of stories that I like to place a spotlight on. And those are the type of people that I have a kinship to. And I'm fortunate enough now to, share DMs with Heel as much as possible. We kind of share thoughts and this and that. And a good friend of mine now works for him. And it's beautiful to see him win 6th Man of the Year. Like, he's truly like a vanguard, truly, of like, he embodies art, ball, and culture. And I mention it because that coach that was pointing those things out was basically saying that his love of refined living was a knock, not a check mark. Oh, he seems more focused on fashion, more focused on, it's like, no. It's detail oriented. And a lot of times people don't understand things because of the order of operations of how you're explaining it. So like I said, it goes back to ABC 1, 2, 3. You can take the same facts and just reorganize those things and edit what needs to stay from what doesn't need to stay. And you'll have a completely different message packaged, right? And most people don't take the time to do that because they just go, well, conventional wisdom is this. And it's like, right, and if we keep on doing the same thing over and over and over again, we're going to get the same results. And that's one of those moments where I was like, I'm perfectly fine being the squeaky wheel in this room.
Yeah.
To say like, nah, like people that have great aesthetics, that does not, exclude them from being great athletes. And now you look at our greatest athletes, or the ones that are most notable and award-winning, they're known for what? Great style.
Yeah, like Shea especially, literally, right?
His cousin. That's his cousin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's good basketball genes in that family.
No, absolutely. But now you look at all of our players, and now they're completely comfortable being fashion-centric and leading with art and ball and culture.
It all comes back to ABC 1, 2, 3.
There it is.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Did you know this much about basketball, Sham? And
I watched a documentary, I think it was last year, with Jaish.
Yeah.
And it was a spotlight on a lot of up-and-coming players in and around Toronto. So the names I feel like are familiar, but I'm not that involved, unfortunately. But it's still so interesting how it all manifests. And even like you said, I think a big part of the culture now for basketball players or any athletes are those like photos when they're coming in.
The
so
tunnel,
you want to see
fit pics.
They're fit pics.
Yeah, fit
So
pics.
I'm more interested in that part.
For sure.
Right? So
different points of connection to get you in. It's about those pathways, right?
Absolutely.
It's one of my things that I like. Those are the things that I think just allow other people into the sport. Or on the flip side of things, like the way that you can bring a person into arts. You know, like it's a two-way street, right? So there's not just one door.
Exactly.
Multiples, right?
Yeah.
So that's cool that you kind of like it. I like that as well.
Yeah.
I think it's really
I'm noticing a lot of similarities because Sham has a background in fashion and in design as well. So it's like she was, you know, coming to this was curious about your design background and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, we know that you have a big, like fashion has a big impact on a lot of your creativity as well. So, I mean, I'm sure that like the gears are turning in your head too, no, Sham?
Well, I'm going to give you a few words. Line, shape, form, balance, harmony.
Okay.
What am I describing? Is that art or athletics?
Can it be both?
Exactly.
Okay.
That there, if you look at a play drawn up, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Line, shape, form, harmony, balance.
Right.
When plays are amazing, they contain those 5 things.
Wow.
When art is amazing, they contain those 5 things.
Interesting. Yeah.
Right.
The collaboration. And I think it's really great because growing up, you know, at least in my case, I was kind of given an offering of paths I can take. And those are the paths that'll get you the most success.
Right.
So pick one now and go for it. But just listening to you today and everything you just explained, it's quite astounding how you've managed to take the things that feed you and you are so clearly passionate about, and you built yourself a role in this world where you can make use of all of that and tap into all of that and be amazing at all of that, which is not easy.
Yeah.
But as time goes on, I think I'm seeing how it is a possibility. The world's changing, and you can make your own path. It doesn't always have to be this, that, or a third. And if you don't, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So this is super inspiring.
In comedy, it's always yes and, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the number one
Yes and.
rule of improv too.
Correct.
Yes and.
Yes and. So
Yeah.
me, it does not to be either or. It's yes and.
True.
Right? And everything that I'm not is everything that I am. Right? It's that my goal is to only do what I'm great at. Because if you think about it as a call sheet, you just want to have killers. You know what I mean? So I'm only going to fill the roles that I'm great at. And if I want to be the best of a specific thing, that's when I bring in more all-stars with me. I'm like, hey man, like I could do those things. This shoot's 8 hours. I can't do them all. Because if we do, then we need to do 2 days or 3 days, and then it triples the cost of the shoot. So that's where I love bringing in more and more and more talent to kind of like execute on these things, because I'm only one person. And luckily and fortunately, I have some incredible people around me that help actualize my vision and believe in what I'm doing.
You've assembled the Avengers.
In some ways, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and there's no Thanos.
No.
It's perfect. Right?
Exactly. Well, there's still the CBC.
Ooh.
Yikes.
That's the next thing that I want to take on, to be honest with you. Like,
Oh, yeah?
in a dream world, I would be leading the CBC. Like, I would absolutely love to do that as whatever my next act is, and at some point in time, because this country is so beautiful. Like, CBC Sports and CBC Entertainment alone could be like game changing. And I believe in that brand. I believe in everything in which they've done. It's so nice to see you on that channel day in and day out. I grew up on Street Sense.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. Like, so good. But we have so much talent. Like, so much talent. Like, how is Jay and Trey not beamed into my living room every single week?
Yeah, that's true.
Every single week. How is Hassan not beamed into my living room every single week? You currently are. I love the show you're on. When do I get Birdcore on CBC?
That's the dream, dude.
Right? Like we, man, this stuff is so old, but like there was like, or this hour is that type of stuff.
Yeah, 22 minutes. Yeah,
or
yeah.
Wayne and Schuster. Like, Birdcore is the next Wayne and Schuster. Like, it should be weekly variety show, sketches, off the wall. Like, SCTV. How do we not have that show?
Yeah.
We don't have a lack of talent. There's literally tons of airtime available.
So
right?
why do you think it is?
Well, here's the thing. We have a population base which is substantial. They're all divergent in terms of their place and their perspective. Television lives because of ad buys. The problem isn't the talent. It isn't the station. It's our ad sales teams. That's it. Right? Like, you had a guest on here, filmmaker, like film business.
Yes,
executive.
the producer,
Amazing.
Noah, yeah.
And he operates almost exclusively in what country?
Canada, yeah.
So, what? So, he's very successful, yet somehow our television channel, tough nut to crack. Like, does he only do one genre of films every single time? No, I've been to the screenings. Thank you. For
Of course.
well, so good. Would love to get back on the list also.
It's out of my hands now. It's out of my hands. Live if you're watching.
It'd be so good. I love it. But it's like he's cracked it. Like, so there's tons of ways where it's like, hold on, no, this works. And there's so many different stories that if we're showing amazing stories, that's the only, like, every Canadian can attest to this. If it's great, I'm in. It does, like, every one of us had in grade school, everyone's culture shows up and brings some food from home. Was that not the best day in school ever?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what is this going? And then you go home and tell your mom and dad, and they're like, I don't know how to make that. look forward to that next year. Or like, then you try it in the restaurant. Like, it just opens up all the possibilities. So it's like, how does it work in other countries that aren't as open and understanding as we are, that we claim to be? How does it work there, but it doesn't work here? That math isn't mathing. It will work here, 100%. Every business and brand that approaches the way that they're approaching it disappears forever. Eaton's, Hudson Bay, Robinson's. Like, I can go through all these archetypes of like massive, powerful brands that controlled an entire country that is impossible to traverse. And they did it, and they're gone forever because they kept on chasing the customer that was their first customer until they died.
As opposed to getting...
And then they died with it.
Yeah.
As opposed to going, we need to find the next version of what they were. And the next version of what they were. The next version. I was listening to a podcast, as I tend to do, and they were talking about this generation, how they're skeptical, this, that, and it's like, I bet if we went back in the records, every generation was defined by those same characteristics. Because they had the ability to analyze what was going on and pick out the bullshit and decipher what's really real. Truth is always that kind of North Star. And like, if we can align with elbows up as just a thesis, right, of like, that's Canadianism, like, we're like, hey, that's us, do it. Like, you look at World Cups going on, you got Mike Myers in the audience, you got hockey guys in the audience, like, bruh, like, we're all in. We're all in. We're all in. Canada loves Canada. And now we have a perspective and a tone of voice that is being understood more and more and more. But like, I want the East Coast voice to be just as synonymous as the Scarborough man voice, which people call it Toronto man voice. It's not Toronto man, it's Scarborough man.
When my friends do that voice, voice, I'm like, guys,
it's Scarborough.
Yeah.
Scarborough. Like, let's get it correct. But anyways, it's like, but all of those colorful incarnations should be understood of like the clear, distinct personality of a West Coast person, the clear, distinct personality of a person from Alberta who talks about the air being tinder dry. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, all of these things are beautiful things, right? Like, those things should be clearly understood. And like, we have 6 million people right here in the city of Toronto. That's if we get 10% of that audience tuned in every single day to something just from one city, I think we have enough. And knowing the way that media works now, it's like, yeah, it's about the clips. It's chopping up that piece of content. It's like understanding from an ad buy point of view how you can place ads against all of that type of stuff to make your revenue. We don't have a talent problem. We have, our business people don't know how to wrap a business around creatives. That's it, right? I got to work for Chris Lighty, and he was he chartered 50 Cent's career. And there was a project we did where we basically flooded peer-to-peer streaming with 50 Cent's music because it was being stolen. So let's just flood it because they're stealing it anyways. But we're going to embed ads for vitamin water in the MP3. So when you stole it off of LimeWire, what popped up was a vitamin water ad. No one was upset about it because they love 50 Cent and they love that purple vitamin water flavor. They're like, it was great. It wasn't grape, it was purple. You know what I mean? Like, great. And it was an enhanced experience. We did the same thing with Jay-Z where it was like we flooded it and what popped up was a Coca-Cola experience. It was we called it a digit, and it would open up and it'd be a player and it'd be him on Radio City performing his whole first album, but it was wrapped in Coca-Cola ads because he's the Coke man. Like, there's ways to do it. Like, ways. It's just the people that are in charge of doing ad sales, ad buys, and making art make money aren't doing it. That's the only problem. And that's who we really need to grow that talent base, because that talent matters. It's part of an ecosystem. It's like those things have to go hand in hand, right? It's arts and commerce have to dovetail together for this stuff to get out there, and people have to be comfortable paying for it because it's not free. It's not. Like, people steal streams and do all these type of things, and we're all logged into the same account on Netflix. Like, bruh, like, you gotta pay for it. You just gotta pay for it, or you're just out of the loop on it, right? But there's things like YouTube and all the social channels that I'm sure you're tapped into, that there's ways for you to kind of monetize. It's because they figured out the monetization. That's the piece that's missing. There's tons of creatives. We need systems that are like, what is a brand willing to pay for? They are the patrons.
Yeah, the patrons of the arts.
Yeah. Tim Hortons needs to be a patron of the arts.
Yeah.
Right? Petro Canada needs to be a patron of the arts. These are people that we give hundreds of millions of dollars to gladly every single year. They need to be supporting CBC, like 100%. You know, Winners, like all these brands that are just distinctly Canadian, right? Has to be like, we're all in with you guys.
Yeah,
let's go. Because on the flip side of it, we will then support that brand all in, right? Like, you'll have that type of love and affection because it's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, because it's two ways, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow, it feels like when I had Noah on here, who you mentioned, there was one point where he was just like you are today, just like spitting, you know, just fact after fact after idea after idea. And I had said to him, it felt like I was sitting in a lecture, listening to a professor talk. Like, that's just how insightful he was, and that's exactly how I feel here, like with you today, just how insightful. And I was telling Sham,
did.
I told
You've
Sham,
been saying.
I'm like, this is going to be an amazing conversation, and he's got stories, and just wait, like, sit back and relax and listen up.
That was a really, really amazing perspective on a lot of things that, you know, you don't realize the back end of stuff that you consume sometimes. So just hearing you tell us about this and the stories, even with people you've met and watching their come up and how you intersect with them, that's Toronto for you. It's like everyone kind of knows everyone in some shape or form. And
big city, but it's still a small town.
Still small, and it's just an incubator of talent. I've always told Sam this, and I could only hope that the things you're doing and your team and people involved who are just as interested in and want the same things for this city, because we deserve more, and I feel like there's the people coming out of it deserve more, because there's just too much, and they need a platform to be able to fall back on. Yeah,
it's, you know, I fully align with that. I think that the opportunity, though, is not waiting and just creating your own path.
Yeah.
And that's what kudos to you for doing what it is that you do in every incarnation in which you actually cook up. It's like, it's great. You know what I mean? And no one knows the backstory of like how it's happening, how it's not happening, whatever. But like, you just got to go, because a body in motion tends to stay in motion, and good luck happens from just preparation. It's like, you're ready for when someone comes knocking, and you'll just bump into a person in a random place there'll be a knock at the door and there'll be two guys outside in a blizzard, you know, saying, hey,
Yeah.
this is what's up, right? And oftentimes we don't, this is like everyone's challenge. It's like we don't realize we're in the moment until we're out of it. And just be aware of like when opportunity comes knocking, it's usually disguised as hard work.
Yeah.
When opportunity comes knocking, it's usually disguised as hard work. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was reading it on my friend's bathroom wall. I believe they got it at Marshall's.
Marshalls.
Call back.
It comes back to Marshalls.
I think that's the only
Birdcore
sound
brought to you
effect.
by Marshalls.
Yeah. Yeah. Could you imagine, bro? I'd be down.
Yeah.
Marshalls.
Hell yeah.
Marshalls.
What's up?
Where else are you going to get your gold gilded frames?
Right?
Right? Right? Where else are you going to get, like, I saw it was like a TikTok where it's like someone was describing stuff and it was the most insane mashup of something. Cut to in Marshalls. It's
It
like on the
exists.
shelf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
seen that.
yo, it's like this couple. It was like
Yeah.
a boyfriend and a girlfriend.
It was
and
so
they're like,
funny.
"What? If only there was, it was like a dog sitting on a toilet smoking a cigar, and there's like literally a ceramic of that exact thing. I was like, this is wild.
Yeah, that's funny. What you
It's a
mentioned.
fever dream.
Yeah. Sometimes you go to Marshalls, you're like, did I smoke? You know. Yeah. What you were talking about just a moment ago of opportunity being disguised as hard work. That I kind of that brings me to my core of the week, which every week on Birdcore we do a core of the week.
Yeah.
And I've had a friend tell me, he's like, you should segue it in so you give the guests some time to think about theirs, because usually I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. So what's your core of the week? But yeah, but I think I've noticed that what you just mentioned. I've had like, you know, the stuff I'm cooking up with my buddy Kirby, who wrote and directed the car sketch I did with Hassan.
So
Like,
good.
thank you very much.
So good.
There's like,
I've literally watched it probably like 14, 15 times.
really,
And I shared it with like everyone. And I'm like, this is so good.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
They
you.
didn't respond, but like I shared it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
good.
Engagement.
No, I'm joking.
Engagement. Yeah. They unfollowed me and haven't talked to me since.
Literally have not
Yeah.
responded at all. It's just left unread.
Yeah.
But, you know, effort.
Yes.
That's what it's
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. Well, I
Effort.
appreciate you
Yeah.
doing that. Thank you
Hey,
very
here
much.
to help.
Kirby is a longtime listener of the show, so he'll appreciate that.
Yeah. No,
And
he was so good. The how it plays back to you
Yeah.
after you do. It's like send.
yeah.
Yes.
Send. Yeah, and Ben, our Birdcore editor, edited that sketch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. So
Shout out, Ben.
that's our team. Like,
It was exceptional.
thank you so
It was
much.
exceptional.
There's
Where did you film it? I was wanting to know.
oh my god, we
I was
drove
trying to
out.
place it. Was that up in Orangeville?
No, King City.
Okay, so yeah, I definitely recognize those streets.
Yeah, we found like one strip where there was service.
Yeah.
So we were just going back and forth on
yeah.
that strip.
It's great.
Yeah. I was trying to look like outside like Hassan's window or outside Alistair's window to be
Yeah.
like, how's the continuity? Because this red fence, and then if we cut back, oh, okay, the red fence is still there. Because that was something like that, you know,
Yeah.
the average viewer would not pick up.
I was
on
paying
that.
attention. I was
Okay.
like, where is this? Because it looks
Yeah.
north of the city, but it was either northwest, like Orangeville, or northeast, Kingston.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's where we shot it. But yeah, it was funny. And Kirby was just hiding in the trunk with like the director's monitor.
Yeah.
And he was like giving
As
us
we tend to do.
Yes, exactly. Right. Just hiding in the trunk. Yeah.
That's where you
but
find most directors.
really, eh? Yeah. Locked up in the trunk.
Locked up in the
hands
trunk, just with the
tied.
monitor.
Yeah. But I mean, that like, you know, opportunities are starting to kind of come like from that. It's looking like, you know, so
I love it.
I
I just want that U3 plus more
Mm-hmm.
weekly, CBC, 8 p.m. Thursday.
yeah.
Let's manifest it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Well, I think the more we do it, like, you know,
Yeah, that's it. It's you know, like listening to Drake's last 3 albums that he dropped at the same time. It's like clearly I'm listening to it going, I think he probably had another 2 albums he could have done too, like a whole dance hall album, a whole like Euro like dance one as well. Like just feels Ibiza, like it's just got that type of like he can just do like I'm sure he's got a country album with like 12
For
tracks he
sure.
could have cobbled together and just we're doing a country like so talented. It's just like you're going to have enough content that you can have a full episode and then multiple episodes like where it's oh man we got like 35 minutes worth of stuff.
yeah.
The challenge, though, is the amount of time that it takes to do that, financed by yourself. It's not the talent; it's the having the capabilities to actualize it through a frequency that can be converted upon more readily, right? So it's like, I don't doubt that the next clip is going to be just as amazing and just as amazing, just as amazing. But to have that kind of like grounding feeling of having the three of you plus more available for, 12 to 22 episodes a year for like 20 years, like Wayne and Schuster and all these like legends of like This Hour Has and all this type of stuff. Like, those guys are icons because of the application over time, not because they did one thing and it was sick. It's like, no, someone afforded them the opportunity to flex. And like, that's the piece that's missing here, where it's like, there's so many incredible producers, line producers, segment producers, like above the line, below the line, that like, man, they just need jobs. Like you look at what the boys just wrapped up their stuff, and they filmed that in Hamilton, Toronto, and it's just like all the incredible talent that helped, feed that. And in their credits, it had literally all the crew. It's just like, so what are those guys doing now? Like me, I was sad. I was like, oh my God, like these guys had consistent work for a period of time. They probably like paid the mortgage, did these type of things, like the actual like realness of our art and how it can impact at scale. That's kind of it. Like me, I'm just getting in the weeds on this, but it's like, greatness on screen happens because of greatness behind the scenes. And we have so many incredibly talented people that can just make these things happen. You look at what Jay and Trey are doing, it's like part and parcel because of the producers that work on that show. They're like incredible. Like the producer on that show also runs one of the best homeware brands in the world. Yeah, with Sean Brown. It's called Curves.
Oh yeah, okay,
wow.
yeah.
Like, for sure. Of course they do both.
Yeah.
What Canadian artist doesn't have a homeware brand as well as an incredible
TV show,
television show? It's obvious. The synergies are rugs, comedy.
Right. Hand in hand.
It's perfect fit.
Yeah.
But it makes absolute sense, of course. And knowing her, you're like, of course you would do that because of how talented you are. And then she's also doing probably a million other things. But to have that level of, cadence, we're in a very special moment in time. Like you look at, once again, Drake showing up in that show. Look at the magic he made and how it went viral off of that. You know what I mean? Like there's so many incredible talents that'll just like show up. Like I'm sure Bieber will show up. I'm sure The Weeknd will show up. I'm sure like all these guys will show up at any number of incredibly produced pieces of content that need to come out, right? That should be out. So that's what I'm excited for. It's like the next 20 years. But realistically, I'm trying to put, foot on neck where it's like, hey, people need to make this stuff happen now. Like Drake's been around since 2009.
Yeah.
How much more proof of concept you need that we control popular culture? The Weeknd's been around since 2013, 14, 12, whatever it is. Yeah. Justin Bieber's been around since 2009. It's like, come on, like this isn't a blip. It's not a blip. It's a 30-year run standing on the shoulders of a 30-year run before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't want to put this core of the week.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for what your core of the week is, but it sounds like the core of your life is like Canada, Canadiana, Toronto.
Sure. Absolutely.
What would you say, has been your core of this past week? I hope that was a good segue.
Yeah. The core of this past week for me, and the thing that's just like, I forget the name of it and I feel so bad, but like there is a TikTok page that just puts up old Toronto footage. Like not Scarborough spots, that's also dope, but like it's just one that's just getting like archival footage of stuff. I just keep on going back to that because like I know all the last 40 years of stuff, but like seeing like that type of stuff of just like, okay, that's where we started, this is where we're at, let's chart the course forward for the next 40, right? So really it's just about like unwavering support of Canadian talent, right? And the Canadian talent that like the challenge, and this is hard, it's like not everyone's voices get heard at the exact same time, right? So you can have it all, but not all at once. So we need to allow the voices that are currently at the front end of this vanguard, let them get some off. You know what I mean? Let them put some shots up. It's going to create space, because then they will rise, and then the space that they currently occupy will then be free. We have to create white space for it to live and breathe. So, like, we need to have people like yourself and Hassan, and this goes on and on and on. Like, we're like, Slam Dunk.
Yeah.
That guy's fucking genius, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he's genius. I shouldn't only get to watch this guy on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, just want to see these things, like, lined up. Let y'all just lift up. That space opens. Next one's up. Next space open. Next one's up. Right? We all should get a nice 8 to 15 year run. There's more than enough time and space for everyone to kind of get involved. Like, Conan is on like an epic run right now. What was his job when he started?
I feel like he was a writer for a show.
Writer for SNL?
Yeah.
Writer for Simpsons? Right? Some of the best talent that is going to be Conan level that should be writing for you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You should be writing for someone. Like this, like it's all a high, like they just, I want to get in. It's like people were writing for Gary Shandling that then became epic.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They were, like, you just got to get in and just nurture and foster the next gen of talent simultaneously. Like, it's always adjacencies. Like, it's not like, oh yeah, later I'll get to it. If you don't do it right then and there, it's not going to happen. And it's not always smooth, and it's not always clean. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh yeah, everything always, it doesn't always work out, but the intention has to be there, right? I was told something by someone that I really look up to. His name is Carnal Afashel. And he said, I can't lift someone up until I'm standing on firm ground. And I was like, I get that. And that makes perfect sense. But I'd rather go with people next to me. You know what I mean? Like, his arguments sound, 100%. But yes, and. Right? And I think that's the slight difference between him and me. Mm-hmm. Not saying one's right or wrong.
Right.
Saying I'm just doing it slightly different. I'm okay with it being a little bit messy. Mm-hmm. Right? Because ultimately we're going to be pushing everything farther ahead. Right? Like, it doesn't need to be neat and tidy all the time. We can clean it up later. Or we don't need to. But it's that we constantly need to be bringing more people into the conversation. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, that's my core of the week is that.
Nice.
Put that in Claude, summarize it, give it back to me, put it underneath.
Ben, can you put it right here?
Yes.
Everything he just said, put it right here in one sentence.
AI is amazing, especially for people that are as verbose as I am.
I feel like you should like have a podcast or a talk show or something. Like, the way that you speak is so clear and you're so
you'd
thoughtful.
be great.
Yeah. One time I was approached by one of my heroes, Lil X's team, and they said they wanted to give me a talk show on MTV. And I don't know if it was a joke or if they were serious, but they asked for my headshot. It never happened. I didn't have a headshot. So I was like, oh yeah. Just ignored the messages. Hey, when are you going to send the headshot? But yeah, that would have been interesting. Sliding doors.
Right?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's never too late.
I like just jumping on board with someone else's podcast.
Yeah.
Coming
That's
in
fair
and talking
too.
about it. Sounds good. Like, just kind of show up, score 50, walk out.
Nice. Always a basketball reference.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little something.
Yeah.
Or just clank, go 0 for 40 on this one. Like, whatever. At least you're going to know that I was there.
Yeah.
Volume shooter, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather come in and just shoot 10, hit 10, walk out.
Get it's like 7 good clips out of it.
Right.
Uh huh.
Yeah. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that. That looked like it was something. Did you listen to the whole thing? Oh, no. No, I saw it was 2 hours, 30 minutes. No.
Yeah.
No way.
Well,
Zero
that's
chance.
I mean, that happens sometimes. Like people, and I'd never take offense to it when someone's like, "Oh, I watch all the clips, but I don't necessarily watch the episode." I'm like, "That's fine."
Cool.
I try. I'm glad you watch the clips because those are the best pieces from the episode.
Yeah,
So-
it's me being a kid of hip hop. Like the clips are the samples.
Yeah.
Like it's the sweetest spot of
Yeah.
like if you can imagine everyone from the funk era in the 70s be like, just let the whole song play. It's like, no, they're not saying. They're like, oh, sick. Like you took the sweetest spot of my song and made a new composition out of it.
Yeah.
Amaze.
Yeah.
Right? So clipping as an art to me feels like DJs, producers, and hip hop. It's like there's an art form to it. It's like but the next stage of it is like, does that then become another piece of art, not just ISO'd, right? Because like no one would hear the chop and go and like, I just need to hear the break beat. That's it. It's like, no, you want it in like a bigger context. So it's like that's where I think that it's like, take those clips and then turn them into something else.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Talk Soup? Do you even know what that is?
Talk Soup rings a bell.
Look it up.
Talk Soup.
Talk Soup. Yeah.
Can we pull that up, please, producer Sham?
Talk Soup.
Talks. It sounds really familiar.
Best Night Ever? No?
No, I've had a few of those, but
Early podcast stuff. Like it was MTV did this show called Best Night Ever, and it was just basically the world's best comedians commenting on last night's television shows. That's
Okay.
clips.
Talk Soup. This?
That's it.
It almost
Joel
gives like
McHale, I believe, was on there, and then
Yeah.
you had another guy, and it was just basically a guy doing a recap of last night's television shows or last week's.
okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's something that someone could explore. There's a ton of great clips. If only there was one host aggregating all the best clips into a new show.
I wonder if it's.
Let's cut feed. That's actually, we're going to pitch that forward to CBC on that.
I was just gonna say, I wonder if it's a little more tough now because of how saturated media is and how much there's coming out all the time.
Yeah, well, like blog era felt like that, and then there was blogs that just were best at aggregating all the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Artists are about taking all the best references and putting it all together in one piece of art. See how there's like synergies between all these things.
Yeah.
I think that someone who's just like a really great producer should just be taking all these pieces of content so I can just go to one place instead of like following 2,623 pages on TikTok like I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's like,
and just get to stay up to date with everything.
I just want it just straight into the brain. Just give it to me. You know what I mean? Because that's what traditional media did. Is it aggregated all the best talent, but we just put it in the hands of the few. Whereas now there's more channels and opportunities where it's like these channels should be like filled like crazy.
I think if you were to make a show, a good name for that show would be called Clip Farming.
Click farming would be very good. Yeah, click farming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Write
Right?
that one
That's
down.
smart.
Put that
Yeah.
on.
Right. That's
Put that
That
on
and
a Post-it
that.
note
Trademark
note.
that.
Clip.
Yeah, add that to the Notion. If you could. Yeah, put a hyperlink in there.
I wrote it in my notes. I misspelled everything, but I wrote it.
Perfect.
Shamalama Ding Dong. What's your core of the week?
My core of the week.
This is where I learned what mine should have been. I'm like, oh,
No.
yeah,
Usually it's like, oh, she said a good one.
good one. Good
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
My core of the week. For context, I just quit my corporate job.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you. I love that. That's the predominant reaction. You know, they're always like shaking my hand and like, congrats. I'm like, thank you. But I just quit my corporate job. This is my first week not working that job any longer.
Yeah.
And my core of the week is, and something I've been feeling recently, is that I'm taking a chance on myself and letting myself and giving myself the permission to do all the things that I've always wanted to do, but I'd always tell myself that I can't or shouldn't, or it's not the right time.
Self-limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Throw those out.
exactly. So that is my core, and I hope to make that core of my life.
Oh, I like that.
Nice.
So we'll
see,
see.
it happened. You
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
damn.
Yeah. You a retard. take. That was really good.
Thank
Really,
you.
really good.
Thank you.
No, it's good. Those guys.
Yeah.
FTG.
Yeah. So I just have to ride this wave, see where it takes me. I don't have a very concise plan, which is out of the ordinary for me. I'm usually quite,
Right on.
5 steps ahead, but it's kind of nice to just go with the flow and try new things and meet new people and feel inspired every day by everyone around me and the things I'm seeing and the things my people are doing. And yeah, I feel good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank
great.
you.
Every job I've had that wasn't a passion, I just viewed it as funds for my vision.
You know what? Yeah.
And there's a difference between a career and a job.
Mm.
And jobs are good. Jobs are great. Like most people, I just work a job. It's like, no, it's great. It's the moment you say this is my career and it's not really what you want to do. That's the trap.
Yeah.
You're just doing something you don't like.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, this is great because it offers me the trap of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so good for you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been cool to see. Like, I think it's been a week and a half now. You've been out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A week and a day.
Okay.
A week and a day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
very inspiring though to
Thank
feel
you.
like there's like a flip has switched in you.
Thanks. And
Yeah.
I it sounds corny, but I feel that way too. And I didn't realize like how your wings can quite literally be clipped. And I
Right.
didn't feel that because in the moment I think I was in a bit of denial. I'm like, no, this is great. Like,
Yeah.
this is fine. But now I'm feeling that difference, and it's enlightening.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. It's there's a bar that Nas rapped where he said sleep is the cousin of death.
Mm.
And I never thought sleep was bad until I heard that. I was like, oh, like it like lures you into thinking it's fine, but it's just all those hours in which you're losing of
True.
your life.
Yeah.
Where your eyes are closed.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is like that type of job where it's like, oh no, it's fine, it's good. It's like gives me this, that, and the health, and I got RSPs, and it's like
Yeah.
all these reasons to ignore the voice in your head going, this sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's me.
Yeah. What's that?
Core of the week.
Core of the week.
I should have a core of the week button. Like,
Yeah.
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 That
Wait.
was your core of the week.
Yeah. I think.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I think this is I think that's a lovely note to end on here
Thanks.
today, Sham.
Thank you.
Yeah. Shane, man, look, I really appreciate you coming here, man. This was
Thank you for asking me.
of course, like I would do it all over again. It's you have such a wealth of knowledge that is, I mentioned it in the intro, like you really do inspire me, and I look up to you a lot, and I appreciate you.
I look up to you.
Well, hey, one of us got to look up to. We can't both be looking up to each other. Someone, I'm shorter,
You're shorter.
so
I believe that's a video where we go,
yeah.
one person's slightly squatting.
Yeah.
Like, there we go.
Kirby, write that down. Yeah. But please tell the people where they can find you. Not physically. I think we don't want to dox you. Tell the people where they can find you, what you've been up to, what you got going on.
You can find me at shanestirling.co. If you want to check any of my work out, I would appreciate it. Shout out to Squarespace for hosting my website.
True.
You can also find me at Shane Stirling on Instagram. That's where I mostly am. I'm on TikTok like crazy, but I'm just like in the bleachers watching.
Right.
I'm not a TikTok creator, but I love TikTok. Still working on the dance moves. I actually have them all down. I'm just like, I've yet to post. So
They're all in the drafts.
shout out to my girlfriend as well. She's so good at it. It's lots of like teamwork dancing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like just all duo stuff.
A lot of choreography.
Lots
Yeah?
of choreography.
Nice.
Yeah. Waist up though.
Yeah.
It's just lots of jazz hands.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, exactly. No, so I'm at Shane Stirling on Instagram, at Sterling Notes on Twitter.
Okay.
Or X.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'm known for dropping tweets yearly during All-Star Weekend and then having my tweet aired on TNT.
Really?
Every single year. I've done it for 2 years straight. Shout out to the production team at TNT. We may or may not follow each other.
That's awesome.
But I just tend to drop gems every once in a while. I used to be on there more. It just became way too hectic. So I'm on Instagram, man. Just if you want to hit me up in a DM, like please, like that's how we linked.
That's true.
That's how I met my girlfriend on the FYP as well. Like Instagram's a beautiful place when done right.
That's true. When done right is crucial.
When done right, and whatever that right is for you, do it.
Yeah,
but lead with love. You know, be kind to each other.
Well said.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but that's where I'm at. I'm out here, fam. I'm out here, so you know you're gonna see me in the streets. Like, hail me up, say what's up. Like I'm literally from Toronto. You'll see me outside. If you don't see me, you're not outside.
Ooh.
What?
Clock it.
Hope that wasn't too loud.
You need a funk flex, like bombs.
I have that. I have. Bruh. That one's it.
Bruh.
Probably don't want to use that one.
Yo. What the heck?
Yeah, I need. I think I need some more.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe like a little switch up.
I might need to switch it up.
It'd be fun to have a
They're
new set.
really good. I was just raised on like funk flex bomb drops and all that, so
Yeah.
different vibe. It's not your tone. This is the vibe. I like it. Don't change the thing.
Okay. Deal. But I do have to add that was core of the week.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Deal.
I think it'd be good. Like, yeah, like the way that you sampled all of your stuff, we said it at least 5-6 times in there.
There's a clean take in there somewhere.
Yeah, I think we got it.
Okay. Deal.
You know what I mean?
All right.
All right.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody. You can find us at Birdcore Show on Instagram and TikTok, at Birdcore on YouTube. And Ben will also have put your thing.
Also,
Yes?
at Brody, BRODIE.
Yeah.
Follow us.
Absolutely.
And play.
We are the world's best basketball rec league.
Yeah.
Period. Full stop.
I have some friends who play. They love it. They love every
So
second
good.
of it. Yeah.
Let me know what team they're on. I'll make sure that they get their custom names on the bag.
Sweet.
Hey.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Deal.
Yeah.
I might need to start playing, but I'm not good, but I'll play.
You should definitely play.
Okay.
It's great.
Okay.
Listen, the win is going.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about the points. Don't worry about the rebounds. Just go.
Okay.
It's a vibe.
Deal.
It is.
You could come cheer us on.
Oh my God.
You can play too if you want.
Wags of Brody. There's literally Wags of Brody. The wives.
I
and
wanna be a
girlfriend.
wag.
Yeah, it's really dope. Like you might want to be in our next shoot.
Oh my gosh.
Get him in the league. You can be a wag. We do a wag shoot every
I
single season.
love that.
My girlfriend was in one of them.
Yeah.
I saw that.
We
Actually.
have Charlize, who's been featured in October's Very Own and the latest Drake ad. She's our queen wag.
Yeah.
She's like the pinnacle expression of wagdom. You know what I mean? But it's great. Yeah, the wags and girlfriends of Brody. It's like totally. Our founder's girlfriend was in it the very first
So
time. as well.
smart.
So good.
Wow.
It's fun. It's fun. Like you'll go to like Oshawa on a Tuesday and there'll be like 250 people with boomsticks.
Oh my
cheering them.
God.
Like it's
Wow.
wild. It's so good.
Could we come watch?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
We'll come.
We got boomsticks, so you can cheer them on. We
Fun.
got boomsticks. We got towels. We got tees. We got this whole merch line that's dropping. I don't like to call it merch. It's apparel and accessories.
Okay, of course.
We're
Yeah.
very,
It's
we're
not an
s-
episode.
Come on.
We're a serious brand. We're called
Yes.
Brody.
Yes.
Exactly.
We're very serious.
Yeah.
Don't get
Yes,
it
right.
twisted.
Follow us on at Brody and go to BrodyRecLeague.com.
Yeah.
Sign up, join. Promo code, don't have one. But if you sign up early, get the early bird pricing.
There you go.
You know what I
There you
mean?
go.
It's great. We do 4 seasons every single year. Every single season has a really cool theme. Come on board. It's a great time.
Sweet. Shout out Brody.
Shout
Shout
to the
out Brody
Brodies.
for
You
real.
might see me playing,
There it is.
Hey. Birdie on Brody.
right? Birdie on Birdie.
Birdie. We could do a Birdcore squad. Like
Hey.
I'll do a full Birdcore
Hey.
uniform set for you. Like one hundo. Like not a problem.
Mhm. Ben, you're playing.
Yes.
Put together a Birdcore team.
That's fun.
That'd be so fun, actually. Oh my God, it could be like all the guests.
Yes.
Oh my God. My dad, my mom.
All amazing. D5. Just get in
Right?
there. Guys that have you heard of the word basketball? Yes. Get in.
You're in.
Yeah.
You're in.
Get
Come on
your
in.
shoes.
Lace them up.
That's funny.
Let's go, sport.
Yeah.
There it is.
Shane, bro, thank you so much
Thank
again.
you.
It's
Appreciate it.
it's
Thank
hard.
you.
It's hard to wrap up such
Such
a
an
good
amazing
chat, you know?
episode.
Such a
Yeah.
good record.
Oh, sorry.
Record.
My bad. My bad.
Record 001.
Delete that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Take it easy. Let's go enjoy
Thank you.
enjoy this beautiful day
Gorgeous
It
day.
is.
as I hit my microphone stand. All right.
Thank you.
Namaste. Never said that before.
awkward end.
right? Okay, and now.